Hello and welcome to my little bookish corner of the internet. My name's Harriet. Today I'm going to be talking through some books that I purchased recently. Some of them were from the works and the others were from Waterstones. So I'm just going to show you what I got. So the first two books that I purchased are actually part of a big series. I don't know how many books are within this series, but I do have the main trilogy, which is called the Shadow and Bone Trilogy, I believe. So the two books that I picked up are a duology, and I believe that these are to be read after that trilogy. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but we have got Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. So as I say, this is a duology and it's a fantasy series, fantasy world called the Grishaverse, which was created by Lee Bardugo. I've never tried anything by this author. It's funny that I literally have the trilogy and I haven't read it, and I've already bought these two books, but these were on offer for $3.99 each from the works, so I just couldn't say no to that. What an absolute bargain. I don't really know what the series is about. I just know that a lot of people talk about them and they are super hyped, and I do really love fantasy, so I feel like this is going to be a universe that I can really sink myself into. Please let me know if you've read this series and what you thought of it, and also, should I read the trilogy first? Should I dip into these first? I've been looking online and a couple different articles say different things, so it's been really hard for me to figure out what to do. I think I'm going to read the trilogy first. Please let me know if I should not do that. But I'm going to go home and pick that up and then eventually start these. But I just love the way these books look, like the text and everything, the way they're set out. They just look really lovely and like something I'm going to really enjoy, hopefully. And I almost only bought those two books because in my city we have a new store of the works and everything was set up very differently. So there were loads of books at the front. I didn't realise there were some towards the back and near the till as well. And I almost walked out, but I thought, oh, I've got some time before I start work. I'll just have a look around and see what I can find. And I'm so glad that I did, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have found this book, which is a novel that I've wanted to read ever since I finished The Terror, and actually while I was reading The Terror. So it's called Erebus, The Story of a Ship by Michael Palin. This is the true story of the ships that were in the novel The Terror, which I have got a review for. I'll leave that link down below. But this is, I believe, a non-fiction about these ships that got lost on their way to the Northwest Passage. None of the crew were ever found, and I just find that absolutely mad, but there is evidence of certain things that happened. You can look at the wreckage of the ships and things that were left behind, things like that. So I'm really glad that I found this, and it was reduced to £2. This has been on my Amazon wish list for absolutely ages, and I think the cheapest it went down to was like £7.49 or something like that. So I can't believe I found this for £2. The condition is not absolutely perfect. It's got like a couple tears on the pages. I don't know if you can see them just there, but that's absolutely fine, you know, things happen. This book is going to eventually have a nice cracked spine because that's what I like to do to my books. So it's going to stay in perfect condition anyway. But yeah, so glad that I found this. I've been trying, as I always mention in my recent videos, to read a lot more non-fiction. So hopefully this will be a good one that I enjoy. I've actually never read anything by this author either, but I do know that he has been in some TV shows, movies, so he's quite popular, quite famous. A lot of people know him. I personally didn't recognise him. I only recognised his name. So we'll see how we get on with his writing. And the next two books are from Waterstones. This is just one of those things that I do before work when I've got some time. I end up looking around Waterstones because I just like the vibe that's in there. I love the smells. I love just seeing what books are in. And I may have accidentally on purpose bought two full price books from there, which I don't usually do. I tend to look for the sales or use my Waterstones points to get money off, but I really wanted to read these, so I'm just going to show you them. The first book is one of the only novels by Taylor Jenkins Reid that I haven't read, and that is Maybe in Another Life. This seems to be set between two parallel universes, so I'll read you the back. At 29, Hannah has no home, no career, and no idea what she wants to do with her life. After years of different cities and jobs, she heads back to Los Angeles for another fresh start, this time with the help of her best friend, Gabby. They celebrate their homecoming with old friends at a local bar, and just after midnight, Gabby asked if Hannah's ready to go. Moments later, her high school boyfriend, Ethan, offers to give her a ride later if she wants to stay. Hannah hesitates. Alternating between two parallel universes, radically different paths unfold for Hannah and the people around her. Is anything simply destined to be? Do soulmates truly exist? Hannah believes so, and in both worlds, she's found him. So definitely going to be a romance. I've read, I think, all of her other books, maybe. Oh, I haven't read After I Do. That's the only other one I think I haven't read, but I've enjoyed all of them. I think my least favourite was Daisy Jones and the Six, but I have been tempted to give the audiobook a go, so perhaps I'll do that in the future. But I have got really high hopes for this, and I absolutely love these new front covers. I think they're stunning. I would really like to get the physical edition of One True Love, so I'm going to put that on my wish list so that I remember. And of course I would like to try it after I do, because I have no idea what that is about, but I feel like again it's going to have those very gripping and realistic characters that Reed is really good at creating. Also, I will put in here that The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by this author is one of my favourite books ever, and if you haven't read it, please pick it up and just give it a go. I'm not usually someone that enjoys romance, but for some reason this author's writing just is so captivating and her characters are so realistically made that book just blew me away. It was incredible, and I am going to be rereading it this year, which is so exciting. Yeah, give this author a go if you haven't tried her. And if you're up for romance, of course, because there's always quite a lot of that in her books. Okay, the other book that I bought is huge. So I had been putting off buying it for a while because it's not the cheapest thing in the world. It's not super expensive, it's not hardback or anything. But I've also been really nervous to start it, but I have decided that I'm going to be starting it very soon. So that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I've not tried anything by this author either, but I do know that this is a super huge epic fantasy. People are calling it like the feminist Lord of the Rings, which I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think it's incredible. I'm going to be revisiting that this year as well. I'm going to be reading it with my partner, which is really exciting. He's never read the books before. He's seen the films, of course. But yeah, we're going to be reading it together, which is super cute. But anyway, yeah, this has been compared to that, but it has kind of its own story and its own power behind it. There isn't a synopsis for me to read. It literally just says, a world divided, a queendom without an heir, an ancient enemy awakens. And to be completely honest with you, that is all I know about this, apart from that there is a little bit of romance in there. And I've just heard that it is a truly magical and captivating read. So even though it is huge and I'm a little bit intimidated by it, I am very excited to eventually start this and give it a go. Also, the front cover is absolutely stunning. I feel like I could look at this all day and not get sick of it. It's gorgeous. So yeah, I tried to be really good and not buy too many books, but I did end up buying 5, which is quite bad, I suppose, because I have got over 100 books left unread on my bookshelves at home. But I think it's been difficult because I can't physically see those books at the moment because I'm not at home. So I feel like I have nothing to read. But I am going to be visiting home very soon and picking up some new books, picking up some ones that I want to reread as well, and just kind of revisiting what I already own so that I don't go out and buy even more books. But please let me know if you have read any of these and what you thought of them. But yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!